typical Colombian breakfast to start the day. Let's check out Valledupar. Hola amigos, Javier here for Hum of the Earth. It's a lovely Sunday here in Valledupar, Colombia. And today we're just gonna go for a bit of a stroll and check out the downtown area. Heading towards the main plaza. Plaza Alfonso Lopez. That's, I guess, what it's going to look like. Unfortunately, the plaza, the main plaza here, which is usually the kind of center of the city where young and old gather to enjoy each other's companies and relax in the park, is being completely renovated. But let's see what we can see. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to be as close as I would have liked to maybe read it, but I believe this is the Monument of the Revolution. Oh, that's correct. Monumento la Revolución en Marcha. Pretty cool monument. Buenas. As you can see, Valledupar still has a lot of colonial architecture. It was first conquered by the Germans in the early 1500s. Eventually went under Spanish rule, as most of the area did. It's actually a Spaniard who named the town Valledupar. Dupar was a famous or legendary indigenous person. The city is still home to a number of indigenous people who mostly live in the Sierra Nevada mountains, specifically the town of Nabusaki. And you'll see some of them in the city that either live here or come here for trade. They'll be wearing all white outfits. I'll try to see if I can find some. Here's a painting of one of them here. People love honking in Colombia. Valledupar is a relatively prosperous city. Population of that. With a population of about 440,000 people. The main economic activities are farming related, cattle, etc. Valledupar, also the capital city in the department of Cesar. So people working in the government as well. Another interesting part of Valledupar's history is in the 70s, an ex-banker turned politician kind of ran out of town when he had made comments that angered the people. He then moved into the mountains and formed a guerrilla group called FARC, F-A-R-C. This banker slash politician knew everyone in the city who was wealthy, so to raise money for his guerrilla group, he would, or with his direction, his troop would kidnap all the wealthy people and then collect ransom money. And there was even a large bank robbery of the biggest bank in town that was suspected to have been by their hand, which would make sense with the ex-banker and everything. So to kind of respond to this new guerrilla group, another guerrilla group was founded that would kind of try to stop them from doing all the bad things they were doing. This created a lot of violence in the city. So throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was a pretty violent city. But I believe it is safe now. Seems like it. Very central part of the city here. Enjoying a local delicacy, cheese pastry, delicious. It's kind of the shopping street here. A lot of people out on Sunday. Valledupar is probably most famous for inventing vallenato, which is a kind of music that uses an accordion, a small drum, and this kind of scratchy steel guitar-esque instrument. And here are four of the more popular musicians of the genre, forming a Mount Rushmore of sorts. Something pretty cool happens here on weekends where the locals gather at the river that flows from the Sierra Nevada mountains. So it's a great way to cool off and meet with your friends. People drink and musicians come to play music. pretty cool phenomenon. It's really neat to see. There was a ton of people there. That wasn't really captured in that clip, but it's people for like at least a kilometer long. So that's a pretty cool local tradition. And with that, I think that does it for this tour of Valledupar. Hope you enjoyed the stroll. People hanging on the river. Definitely like this this city. There's also some national parks and stuff around here if you're interested. I was here as part of my bicycle tour from Canada to Argentina, so I'm going to be seeing a lot more stuff in Colombia. If you'd like to see everywhere that I've been on my bicycle tour, I have an interactive map over at my website, followthehumoftheearth.com. Check that out. And if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures, you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great one.